Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, a bunch of wigs are coming out and they're really pretty, and some of them are flirty and fun for the summer, and extensions of different lines that have already, sensational what lace, the butter unit line, like more wigs are following through the line. So we're just gonna hop in and do another wig review. Okay, so this one is I bought it from Glamour Tress. It is from Bobbi Bosse. I haven't done a Bobbi Bosse one in a minute. It is in the style MLF245 Daniella. And this is her stock card. And I have her in the color TTH L414613. So the 414613 was like a color I fell in love with when I did the Olivia. The first wig that I ordered of Olivia, like, I never did a review on her. I think I've worn her on here, but I've never done a review on her. The Olivia wig that I did was a 414613. That was the first wig that I ever tried on from Olivia. And I fell in love with the color. And so when I saw the 414613, I was like, oh, I gotta try it. So yeah, here's to hoping, right? So the draft has happened and the pieces have fallen where they may and all that good stuff. But I kind of want to just talk about something that is kind of old, but in the scheme of things, not, because it happens literally all the time. Every year there's somebody who, like, the glaring spotlight is on them, right? So, Deshaun Watson is a quarterback for the Houston Texans, and he was really talking about how he wanted to leave. He didn't want to play for them anymore. Their coach turned GM was like a whack job the entire last season. Him and Deshaun weren't getting along. JJ Watt left the Houston Texans. They really weren't performing to the ability that, like, the superstars on that team thought they could, and so they were kind of leaving. And then right before, I would say, the pandemic started to, like, decrease, like, all these reports started coming out about women accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual assault. So we've got 2 combs in the front, 1 comb in the back, adjustable straps. I'm not gonna adjust the straps because I want to see how this wig looks or fits on my small head. So all these, it started off with like 1 or 2 women coming out talking about sexual assault, and I think it's up to like 20 now. So 20 women have accused Deshaun Watson of sexual assault. This is what she looks like, and she is stunning. Whoo, look at that blonde color. Okay, turn up, Bobbi Bosse. 20 women have now come out of the woodwork accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual assault. Oh yeah, it's big head friendly for sure. And I just kind of want to just talk about, like, what's going on in the psyche of women. Like, it's complicated, because do I believe that, like, out of all those 20 women, everybody's lying? No. I think that that's absurd and obnoxious, but I do want to say, when I can't remember his name, when he was accused of sexual assault, I think it might actually have been the same. I think it actually was Deshaun Watson. As these women are coming out of the woodwork talking about Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted me, things were starting to come out, like, it was a woman who was doing a massage for him, and, like, he invited her to the room to, like, do a massage, and one thing led to another. Or, things were coming out, like, I went back to the hotel. Hi, my sweet. Hello. Like, he invited me over to his house, and one thing led to another, and all these, and then all of a sudden, like, you're being accused of sexual assault. And, like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, I don't know all the details of the sexual assault. I don't know if it was during the day. I don't know if it was that night where these women were invited over. I don't know if they knew him personally. I don't know if they had other like pseudo jobs that they claimed they had for him, and then that segued into, you know, a sexual assault. I don't know details like that. Sorry, we have we're getting our decks redone, and there are people in the house, so I'm just making sure everybody's okay upstairs. Hi, my sweet love. So it's just, I kind of want to talk, like, what is going on in these women's minds? Like, because for me personally, if I ever felt like, you know, if it was at night and some dude was inviting me over to his house, or if I was out at a party and some dude invited me back to his house, it would kind of, like, I would kind of, as a 30-year-old woman, I would kind of start to think, like, maybe something's up. And not every, like I said, I don't think every single woman is lying. I really, really don't. But it's very frustrating when you have women, like in the Kobe Bryant situation. Rest in peace to him. Him getting inducted into the Hall of Fame is happening. And that's going to be super emotional for him and his widow and his children. But like with the Kobe Bryant situation, apparently way back when he was becoming a superstar, a woman accused him of rape. Kobe Bryant did not rape that woman. Kobe Bryant did not. This chick was looking for a payday. She was possibly trying to get pregnant. No, Kobe Bryant did not rape you. Kobe Bryant gets pussy thrown at him since before he got drafted to the NBA. And I understand that rape is about control. I understand that. I understand that, you know, a lot of these powerful men, it wouldn't matter that they have pussy thrown at them. Sometimes the best pussy is the pussy that tells you no, right? But like these women, like you guys, like this whole, like, it really messes it up for the women who really have no control in their lives and who really are dealing with this. It really like slanders them, because these women going after these athletes and these like jersey chasers, they're not raped, okay? Like they're not. What are you doing where somebody an athlete invites you back to his hotel room after you know he's trashed, after you know he's done drugs, after you know he's intoxicated, after you know he's under the influence of something? What about you feels like you need to say yes to going back to his hotel room? Like, what about that makes you think that, like, you're potentially could be involving yourself and putting yourself at a situation where you don't have to be? But you said yes because for whatever reason you think you're going back to play checkers, he's going back to get a snooze, you're going back to... I don't understand the psyche. Like, you're not there by accident, right? Like, you're not. You are hanging around these groups of high affluent men, whether they be entertainers or lawyers or what, sports athletes. You're not hanging around them by accident, okay? You didn't just like up and poof and decided, hey, I'm gonna go to a party and all of these A-list athletes and entertainers are gonna be there. They just happen to be there, right? No, you're not there by accident. You're there for a reason. And not knocking anybody's hustle, but oh my goodness, like these women who come out of the woodwork and are trying to, like, again, do I believe all of these allegations are false? Absolutely not. Statistically speaking, they're just not false. But my goodness, like, I just don't understand why women who are in position, who are dealing with a position where it's just like, okay, you could say no. You don't have to go. You don't have to say yes to every invite. You don't have to say yes to that invite. I struggle with the concept of what goes through your head about what do you think men want when they're under the influence of any substance. It's late at night and they ask a female back home with them, back to a hotel with them. What do you think is gonna happen? I don't understand why the shock value is so high when I'm presuming it's gonna lead to sex. I'm presuming there's like an unspoken understanding that you're not going back to watch like Disney movies. I just like, I don't feel bad for Deshaun Watson, because where there's smoke, there's fire. And for sure, I'm sure there's some stuff that he's done that's just been like, you know, man, this truly wasn't what I wanted. But it opens the door to some of those women who really are just trying to cash in on a payday. And it's just like, I might as well jump on the bandwagon, because now I have the court of public opinion on my side. And Nike has dropped him from being an ambassador. I think Beats by Dre has dropped him. And again, I don't believe every single woman speaking out against the Deshaun Watson sexual assault is lying. Absolutely not. But what about that athlete who, like Shannon Sharpe was talking about, how, you know, he develops really real rapport with the women that are in his life. Some of them are masseuses. If I'm saying that incorrectly, I apologize. But he says he's dealt with some of the same women for years, and he says he asks them to come over sometimes, if he has a deep rapport with them, to come over to his house during business hours, during the day. And he always says, if it ever becomes uncomfortable for you, please feel free to leave. There's the door. You don't have to stay. If you feel like I'm doing something that's inappropriate, if you feel like I'm doing something, if I'm saying something, or if a verbiage crosses a line that you're not comfortable with, please feel free to let me know, and please feel free to leave. Don't feel like you have to stay here. And it's almost unfortunate. I mean, not unfortunately, but it's just almost like you have to literally like verbatim say this stuff, like when you're in a group of, you know, potentials, because like anybody could take anything and run with it. And it's just like, I appreciate Shannon Sharpe being that like transparent when it comes to women that he works with, because, and again, not in every scenario, but a lot of scenarios, women are not innocent, and women understand that in this specific situation, the court of public opinion usually is on their side. And they'll see 2 or 3 things coming, and like they're like piranhas, like with blood, and like just gonna devour the rest of their victim over things that either they put themselves in a position where I would presume, as a woman who has been in multiple situations with men, you know, and I don't necessarily want to say I know, because not every single situation is black and white. I completely understand that. You really may think you're friends with this person, with this athlete. You may really think that you have developed a relationship with this athlete, and he may look at you like a little sister or a cousin, or he calls you family, or all of this stuff. So if he's inviting you back to his hotel room, or he's inviting you back to his condo at 4 o'clock in the morning, yes, it could be misconstrued as he's just giving you a place to crash, because, you know, you both have, you know, been out and partying, and he doesn't want you, you know, going home to your house. It could be misconstrued that, you know, we're family. I didn't expect this from him. You know, he's never made any type of advances towards me. He's never interacted with me. He's never used verbiage to make me think that if I went back to his place at 4 o'clock in the morning after we've been drinking, that this couldn't possibly be a scenario. Sure, I believe, you know, there are exceptions to the rule. I absolutely do. But again, there are women out there who take this and run with it. maybe they felt like they were blindsided because they didn't realize, you know, how many other women this man was talking to. I don't know. I mean, as a feminine feminist, which I strongly stand by, I have 4 sisters, and I'm raising a daughter, and I'm going to raise her to let her know, excuse you, these things line up. Don't go back to a man's place at 4 o'clock in the morning without understanding that there may be a presumption of what may also go down. First of all, if you feel like you're in a position to where something may happen that you're uncomfortable with, don't stay. Don't put yourself in a position to where you feel like something may happen that may be out of your control. And unfortunately, that may lead you to like missing out on cool parties and missing out with hanging out with somebody you really like and hanging out with like the after party hours. First of all, you should be in bed anyways, but you know, things happen, whatever. But like, no, absolutely not. Understand that if you're going to be with men of any caliber, because again, rape's not about, you know, sex, it's about power. And unfortunately, you don't need to be a wealthy millionaire or an entertainer or an athlete to feel like you need to have power over women. And it's frustrating because I feel like so many women are done a disservice. I don't necessarily know what they're being told as they're being raised, but it's just like if you're in college and you're at a bar with a group of guys and they're intoxicated, they've been drinking, and they invite you back to, you know, their dorm room, or they invite you back to a house party. I'm not saying these men are going to do anything to you, but I am also saying be aware that there is a stigma of women. There's a stigma attached to women who are invited back and what that implication may stand for. I'm not saying every single time. I'm really, really not. Because you could be really good best friends. I was a huge tomboy in college. Most of my friends in college were men. I didn't drink in college, which I think prevented a lot of things that may or may not could have happened from happening to me, because I didn't drink. So, yes, my sweet love. So, I really was just the homegirl. You know, nobody was really trying to get with me because A, they didn't have influence on their side when it came to females, and when it came to me, I was sober. So again, you could truly be friends with these men, but then a lot of the times women are sexually assaulted by people they know and people they trusted and people they never in a million years would have ever thought that they would have done something to them. A lot of times those women are under the influence. I'm just saying. Women just always need to protect themselves. But I think so many times, so many men have, it's just been apparent that like men can do this, that, you know, women have gotten hip to the game and realized that this is another avenue that they can go down if they're a nasty piranha and a pariah, and feel like there is a payday on the other side for them. That they feel like this is an avenue they can go down. And I just, it sucks. Because again, I don't think all 20 of those women are telling the truth about Deshaun Watson. I don't. I really, really don't. I feel like some of those women saw the court of public opinion get ready to royally ruin Deshaun Watson's, his reputation, and decided that, you know, no one's going to pinpoint me out and tell me I'm lying with 19 other women saying that it happened to them. So I just, you know, it's just the psychology. I don't know. I was raised differently. I mean, my parents just told me to stay away from boys from the time I was little to the time I went to college. It was just like, if a boy talks to you, it's because he wants something from you, and what he wants from you is sex. So it was never like, oh, you know, these guys are really want to be my friends. It was never like that. It wasn't until I got to college and I started realizing, you know, guys really can just be friends with you. Again, it helped because I wasn't drinking, but I would have never been like, oh, this guy is inviting me back to his apartment or back to a house party because he's my friend. After they've been drinking or under the influence or whatever. I would have never, it would never cross my mind that this guy just wants to hang out. Ever. It would always be under the implication of he thinks that there's a chance that he may have sex. I would never anticipate rape to follow that. But I would go into a situation knowing that if I'm going back to a man's house, apartment, condo, after party, whatever, I am under the impression that he thinks that there is going to be sex. And if I am not okay with that, then I need to make my exit now. Because I don't want to put myself in a position where this man thinks he has enough power or control, or this is who he is out, who, you know, he may not be a professional athlete, but, you know, his alter ego may be telling him he can, you know, just get with whoever he wants. I'm just saying. Okay. Wig review time. So this is this is Daniella TTHL414613. And she's gorge. I like, look at this curl pattern. So I'm going to a wedding in October. One of my girlfriends is getting married, and I've literally been like tracking this to figure out like what is considered wedding hair. Hold on 1 second, my sweet love. 1 second, my love muffin. 1 second. So it's silky with a light yaki texture. I'm 5'7.5", and this comes down that's past my boobs. It's a 13x4 parting space, so you do get a little bit of the crown. But I mean, oh my gosh, look at these layers. It's not as like light as it looks. I'd say it's a decently heavy unit. I'm not getting any shedding, but I am getting some tangling. A little bit. Oh my god. I just think this color is gorgeous. Look at that curl pattern. Like, this is what I call like summer beachy wave hair. Like, if Emery was like this. Oh, like, look at this. Ooh. Honey. Thank you, Bobbi Bosse. Like, where have you been? Where have you been these last couple months? Because Sensational has just been throwing them out. Oh my goodness. Look at that 414613 color. Like, stunning, right? Just absolutely stunning. Okay, guys. This is, what's the stock card say? Daniella. This is Daniella. Okay. And if you like beachy, wavy, like, this is for you. I think she's stunning, and I think she will flatter. It's a very universal curl pattern, so it flatters the skin tone. I'm sorry, the face shape. This is what it looks like against somebody with my brown skin and my neutral undertones. And I think she's just stunning. I really do. I love her. Not really a good color if you haven't done blonde before, but if you have and you're comfortable with it, branch out. I'm about to go order this in a 1 and something else. Because, whew, honey, look at that blend. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk about sports. And, yeah, we'll see you at the next week review. Bye.